What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today we got another team projection. We got the Chicago White Sox. Let's get into it. What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. I'm Alex, Normal Dog. That's Lewis. Today we got another team profile, team projection will be in our will be series. We got the Chicago White Sox. What a team! What a team!
What a team indeed. I mean, first round exits last year in the playoffs, heartbreaking loss to the Astros. But
yeah, but kind of saw it coming. They were a playoff team, but they weren't
they're not
World Series team.
How's that?
Yeah, although this year they got a lot better.
It seems to be, hopefully. Well, first and foremost, do you want to just start with their lineup?
No, I want to start with their additions.
Did they make? Oh, yeah, they did.
So, here we go. Kendall Raven.
Okay.
3-year contract. They signed him before lockout. Got their bullpen up a little bit. Joe Kelly. 2-year deal. Love Joe Kelly. Josh Harrison. Love him. Vince Velasquez. I think his first name is Vince. 1-year contract. And then AJ Pollock, who they got from the Dodgers just yesterday for Craig Kimbrell. I mean, Craig's fun.
Yeah, AJ Pollock.
Craig's a fun guy. Why isn't my
Is everything turned up all the way?
There we go. I don't even know.
Go.
Wait, why isn't that? Whatever. I don't even care. But yeah, that's all the moves they made here.
Yeah. I mean, Kendall Raven was an interesting addition in my opinion, without a doubt. I think he's going to be a much better lockdown setup / closer guy for them than Craig Kimbrell was last season, even though, they only got half a season of Craig Kimbrell.
Kimbrell was terrible with them, so...
Yeah. I think that Kendall Raven is a big, a massive upgrade. They got Joe Kelly, too, who I think is a good guy to have out of that bullpen. I think that bullpen is, could you say, top 5 in baseball?
You could say that. I don't know if I would, but you definitely could. You could say that. Sorry, we're having some mic issues, but you could say that. Top 5? I don't know about top 5.
I think they're borderline. How's that?
I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Liam Hendrick, Aaron Bomer, Kendall Graveman. That's it.
Joe Kelly.
Shiver me timbers, Joe Kelly. He had a good season, but he's injured right now, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Garrett Crochet is injured. He's gonna need Tommy John, so he'll be
Which
out
is
for a
not
while.
easy to see.
It's not easy.
Stop yawning.
It's not easy at all.
You mocking me?
But no, it does suck. And yeah, so I want to talk about, what do you want to? You want to talk about their lineup first? I mean, no, we were talking about the bullpen, so let's talk about the starters. You got Lance Lynn, Lucas Giolito, Dylan Cease, Dallas Keuchel, Michael Kopech. I mean, that's a pretty solid rotation. I wouldn't say it's top 3 in baseball.
No.
Maybe top 7, top 5, top 7.
It's playoff caliber.
It's a playoff lineup. Yeah, I mean a playoff rotation for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. I really like the idea of Dallas Keuchel, Gold Glove Award winner last year, pitching again for the White Sox. I feel like he fit in really nicely on the defensive side of the ball. You don't just win a Gold Glove for nothing there. And the rest of their pitchers are all pretty solid. Obviously not Gold Glove Award winners, but they're pretty good.
I don't. I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If you're going based off Gold Gloves, then Dallas Keuchel is the guy.
He is the guy. He's that guy.
What do you have, a 4 ERA last year?
I believe so.
Dallas.
5.28.
Right, but he had a Gold Glove, so who the hell
He did have
cares?
a Gold Glove. He had a Gold Glove.
5.28 ERA in 30 starts. You know what? We're making that our first over-under. So, do you think Dallas Keuchel will win the Gold Glove this year?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going no. Fuck off. I'm putting you down as yes. I don't give a shit if you change your mind or not.
I did not plan on changing my mind.
All right. Well, that was probably the most important prop bet we've made
so far
ever.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, Keuchel, he can pick it up. I mean, in 2020, he had a 1.99 ERA and 11 starts, which is good.
Yeah.
The year before that, 3.75 ERA, not great. But he's had some good years, we know, in Houston. If he can pick that back up and become that Dallas Keuchel again, him with Lance Lynn, who, right back here, we got a Lance Lynn card. It's not signed by him, but that's all right. Him and Lance Lynn could be a deadly 1-2 combo.
Yeah, and I mean, their whole rotation is just like one giant combo of like, you can get some really nice outings from them. I think they're going to be like that team that everyone looks at, and no matter what, if you're getting their 4-5-1 or their 3-4-5 or their 1-2-3, it's all the same caliber of these guys can really throw the ball well.
Yeah, no, it is. What? I got the heebie-jeebies this episode. It's because of this freaking audio problem. The mic is in its normal spot, but for some reason,
normal spot with normal
it's not picking up. Like even right now.
Is that it?
No, that's definitely not it. I hate
technical
audio.
Issues.
Hate audio problems. Keep talking about the White Sox.
So yeah, the one thing, Michael Kopech is now slotting into a starting pitching role this season, which I like. I think Michael Kopech is the guy that has enough stuff to be a starting pitcher, without a doubt. And if he can go later into games and really help out the team, I think he's going to be one of those guys that everyone's like, okay, well, we're getting the bottom of the barrel with Michael Kopech, but I think he's going to be a top guy for them this year.
Top guy?
A like top guy-esque, not
top guy.
Not their number one, but
the hell? No, I don't think he's gonna be top. I don't think he's even gonna be near number one. I mean, he hasn't had good years, no? Has he had a good year?
I can tell you if Jose Ruiz did, because I misclicked.
Kopech, good year. 3.5 ERA. Oh, he played 4 games. Okay, so he was injured.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he played 44 games. Never mind, he just wasn't starting.
I
3.5 ERA. What's his whip? FIP? Actually, he had a pretty good year.
Yeah, he was not too bad.
Michael Kopech. Oh, proving me wrong.
Let's go Michael Kopech. But I think he's going to be a guy that, teams will be like, okay, well, we're getting their number 5 guy in Michael Kopech.
5 guys.
You hungry? But they're getting Michael Kopech, and they'll be like, okay, well, at least we get a little bit of a break. But Michael Kopech, I think, has the stuff to be another just killer in that rotation.
I don't. I think he's better off in the bullpen, like he did last year. But that's just my opinion. I think they could have had other options, and they kind of didn't, and they just kind of threw him in. I don't even know if he'll actually be the starter. That's just what's projected.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. But if he is starting, it could be worse, but it also could be better. Put it that way.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of upside, but there could be a lot of downside. How's that?
Yeah. And then Kendall Raven, someone they got just a couple weeks ago. No, that's wrong person. They got him before the lockout, and basically he did pretty good last year on the Mariners and the Astros. He did a little worse on the Astros, but and by a little worse on the Astros, I mean like on the Mariners, he pitched, let's see how many games. 30 games. 30 games, so before the trade deadline, you know how it is. Like, you know how it be before the trade deadline. What?
You okay?
Yeah, I know, I'm fine. You know how it is before the trade deadline. 0.82 ERA. In 30 games, he had a .697 WHIP, which is just insane numbers. And then, not to mention, after he got to the Astros, he had a 3.13 ERA in 23 games, 23 innings pitched, 1.391 WHIP, which isn't great.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but
so he did falter a little bit with the Astros, and maybe that's why they lost the World Series to the Braves. So I don't know, but I think if he can be Mariners, there's one or two. If he's Mariners Kendall Graveman, they love it. If he's Astros Kendall Graveman,
they'll hate it.
They hate it.
I think we'll see him go back to like the normal Kendall Raven that we saw before the trade deadline, without a doubt.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I think he will. I think just him getting traded like to a rival team in the division and stuff kind of threw him off a little bit, and he didn't really like the situation that much.
Yeah, because that situation was rough. They didn't tell anyone in the clubhouse they were trading him, and all the players got mad at the managers and GMs and stuff.
There was sort of just like a sour taste in both Kendall Graveman's mouth and everybody. Everyone just kind of didn't like the situation, and I think that's why he faltered a little bit in his time in Houston. But I think now that he's out of that situation, he's out of that division entirely, I think we'll see him go back to normal.
What? Nice to meet you.
The disservice.
Let's spin to the lineup. Their lineup. Their lineup. Very right-handed heavy. They have a couple switch hitters. Tim Anderson, Louise Robert, Jose Abreu, Yohan Moncada, Eloy Jimenez, Yasmani Grandal, AJ Pollock, Gavin Sheets, and Josh Harrison.
Yeah.
Don't know what accent I just turned into.
I wish I could tell you. I really, really, really like in this lineup AJ Pollock. I think he was a guy that in the trade for Craig Kimbrell, which we just discussed a little bit at later service level, the White Sox definitely won.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we just saw Craig Kimbrell first outing with the Dodgers.
As of us recording.
First outing with the Dodgers, Craig Kimbrell gave up a double, 2 home runs, a single. I mean, Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell, everybody. Dodgers legend.
Dodgers legend Craig Kimbrell from the White Sox point of view. Let's go. Woo! So, yeah, no, they definitely won. They got a reliable third outfielder, which is important because, well, obviously without a third outfielder, I mean, they were relying on...
They would only put 8 guys on the
Leroy
field.
Garcia. Leroy Garcia, Adam Engel. Andrew Vaughn is good, but AJ Pollock is the best option out of those 4. So I think they made the right decision, and they made their lineup even better, which seemed hard to do, but they did.
Yeah, and AJ Pollock is that type of guy that I'm excited to watch in the White Sox uniform because I feel like, is it crazy of me to say that I think he was overshadowed a little bit playing in the star-studded LA Dodgers lineup, but he can really perform well if given the chance. Yes, he's a little bit on the older side, but he's still got something left in the tank, I think.
Sorry, who?
AJ Pollock.
Yeah, no, for sure. He had a good year with the Dodgers last year. I don't see why he would just fall off a cliff, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching him play where, yes, the White Sox do have, like, a bunch of guys, but...
At 297.
I feel like just this situation for him coming into a team that looks as if they're ready to win, right? They're ready to try to compete and do everything, just the same situation as he was in LA. And the lineup just isn't as star-studded where he has to put in more and he's going to be a bigger contributor on the team. I think that's really going to fuel his fire a little bit and get him to play maybe one of his best seasons.
I mean, he batted 297 in 117 games with the Dodgers last year. That's a very good batting average. He almost had almost a 900 OPS. Really throughout his career, he had 3 down years ish. 2017, 18, 19 OPS wise, but the numbers are always there. I like the move. I'm gonna keep saying it because I really do like the move. I think it's a smart move. They got rid of Kimbrell because they got Graveman anyway and Joe Kelly, so they still do have a good bullpen without Kimbrel. And I mean, as Kimbrel's already proven to them that they made the right choice, and Kimbrel's faltering. I mean, I get that it's spring training, but come on.
Still, yeah.
It still shows. I mean, it's against who was it against? The Diamondbacks, maybe?
Jeepers Creepers. But AJ Pollock is a guy that I'm excited to watch this year on the White Sox. Another one that we can really go at is Jose Abreu. I mean, he really lost his spark, although he did win the 2020 MVP for the AL. Yeah. He kind of lost his spark a little bit in last season, not entirely, but I would like to see like a bit of a return to glory for him type of year.
Yeah, his batting average was but obviously in 2020, shortened season. Obviously, we all know that. He batted .317 in that season. But even this season was his lowest batting average of his career at .261, and he played 152 games, 117 RBIs still, regardless. Yeah. I mean, the guy is an RBI machine.
Especially in that lineup where everyone can just get on base.
Exactly, because people get on base, and he drives them in very well. So now, my question is Abreu. Do you think he'll have over, under 105.5 RBIs?
105.5 over.
Over?
Give
yeah, I'm going over too. I mean, he's an RBI machine. He has been his entire career. He has one season under 100 RBIs, not including the 60-game season.
That's bizarre.
He had 107, 101, 100, 102, 123, 117. I mean,
he's a guy that you want on base. I mean, he's a guy that you want up when you have people on base.
If you can bet on him having literally just 100 RBIs, like if that's an over-under that you see, vote on it. Bet on it. Bet the over because it's going to happen this year, barring any injuries.
Okay, that's not perfect advice. But yeah, I like the idea of Jose Abreu having over 100 RBIs again. I think he'll go soaring over, especially with the new addition of AJ Pollock, just another guy who can get on base a bunch for him. I mean, the lineup, is it Tony La Russa?
Yeah.
Tony La Russa sets up that lineup to just really fit into everybody's needs, and one of the big things with Jose Abreu is that he performs better when people are on base. That's why his RBIs are so through the roof. So another guy that can get on base, I'm excited to see what they do this season.
Yeah, me too. Another guy, Tim Anderson, suspended for the first 2 games of the season.
Heartbreaking.
Sucks, but I mean, it makes sense. He pushed an umpire. It was originally 3 games. He was the one who appealed it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have appealed it if I were him. What's the point? It's $10,000, right? He has more than that. And it was 3 games in the middle of September, in which they pretty much had the division locked up. 3 games, that's it.
Yeah, he just wanted to play like the full season if they're in that mode, trying to get go hard into the playoffs type of deal. Like I get why he appealed it, but
he's still like a month left of the season, more than a month left.
Yeah, well, look at
but
they could win out. Look at what happened with the Cardinals.
It wouldn't really matter at that point.
Yeah, no, I think it was.
They had the division locked up.
It was like personal stuff. Like he wanted to be with his guys. He wanted to do everything.
I guess I would have just taken the suspension. Well, I guess now he's out for the first 2 games of the season. Doesn't really matter. After game 2, he'll be back, so that'll be good for them. I don't really know what they're gonna do on opening day.
Josh Harrison.
But he's their second baseman.
Oh yeah, he is.
There's no way they're throwing out Andrew Vaughn. They can't. Lurie Garcia, there's no way he's going. Is he going to play shortstop? He's the only person on the roster who can play shortstop that isn't in the lineup listed, technically. He's an infielder and an outfielder. He's a utility.
Yeah. What about they put out Yerman Mercedes out there?
Well, he's injured. Yerman is injured. He will not be playing opening day, unfortunately.
Very sad.
No 8 hits in the first game and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else do we have for the White Sox? Louise Robert, I want to talk about him. He is a guy who he's a 5-tool player.
Yeah.
He's a guy who could be insane this year.
Could he be top 5 MVP voting?
He could, but I don't think he's gonna be top 5 MVP type good. I think he's gonna be good though, but not that good to that extreme.
All right. I am also high on I'm also very high on, what the hell is his name? Louise Robert. I think he's going to do fine. I could see him having that type of breakout year where he does compete. He does help the White Sox compete, and he does maybe come in top 5-ish for AL MVP voting, just because I'm sort of high on him right now. So that's what I'm hoping for, but then again, everything can change in a matter of a minute.
Yeah, that's true. So, Louise Robert, another one in their outfielder, Eloy, left fielder. Looking forward to seeing him as well. He was injured for a decent half of last year. But while he was in the lineup, he was very, very good.
Yeah, he was scary good.
I mean, he batted .303, 37 RBIs, 10 homers. This is all in 55 games. 53 hits in 55 games, 10 doubles, 10 homers, 37 RBIs, 16 walks. He was a guy. He was a guy to be reckoned with.
Indubitably.
.7 WAR. Not great.
Yeah, not great.
But it's all right. He's still like a big part of their outfield. He'll be playing left. My only concern is his actual defensive ability is not top tier. But the left field in Chicago is pretty easy to play from what I've seen and what I've heard. So that shouldn't be too much of a concern. And then the last guy I really want to talk about is Yasmani Grandal, one of the best catchers in baseball.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He's got the power. He doesn't really have the average, but that's not part of his game. So he has
the on-base percentage of a monster.
He does. He has a .420 on-base percentage. That's like close to Juan Soto numbers. 87 walks last year in just 93 games, which is insane. 83 walks and 375 at-bats, .420 on-base percentage, crazy. .939 OPS for a guy batting .240, which is pretty good. He had 62 RBIs, 23 homers, 9 doubles. He doesn't have speed, but when you're a good defensive catcher, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, good. I would say great.
Well, no, great, yes.
He has one of the most powerful arms in baseball, without a doubt. I mean, anybody who's choosing to run on him, you better be
ready.
You're a gambling man if you're running on Yasmani Grandal. He's looking to just put together like another spectacular season. I think he has that, like, I don't want to call it a breakout season because he is turning 33 soon, but I think he's just going to have one of those seasons where it's like, this is the number one catcher type guy. Like, this is the guy you want behind the plate.
Yeah, I think his power numbers would have to be, like, insane for that to happen. I know he was injured for, like, the second half of last year for the most part, which sucks. Or in the middle, he was injured for a decent amount of time last year, which sucked. But I think if he puts up, like, incredible power numbers, then he'll be top 1 catcher.
Yeah.
But as of right now, he's top 5. He's top 5 by most certainly.
Yeah, without
but he needs to put up those power numbers where you're like, if this guy's in the lineup, you're pretty much going to win. He's got good defense, and he literally walks every other at-bat, and sometimes a home run falls in there.
Yeah. I like the idea of him.
He can also run into baseballs while going to first base.
He can. He's very good at that.
He is very good at it. He's good with doing that, and the umpire's not doing anything about it. So, he's good from that perspective.
Yeah. I like Yasmani Grandal. I think he's going to do just A-okay this season.
You know what? We're going to go Grandal over under 100 and 34.5 walks.
35.5?
135.
Oh, 135.
134.5 walks.
Give me the under.
All right, I'm going over just to be different, and because he can do it. He had 87 in 93 games, so if I'm doing my math right, it should be somewhere around there.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna go over, as long as he can, keep that up.
Be healthy.
And then finally, who do you think their team? Oh, well, we have 2 more things. So team MVP, who do you think?
I'm gonna go with Louise Louise Robert.
You took my pick, so I'm gonna go with someone else. I'm gonna go with.
Who is Normal Dog gonna go with?
No, I closed out of the tab.
All right.
I'm gonna go Lance Lynn.
Lance Lynn. All right.
I think he's gonna have a top 5 Cy Young year again, top 3 even, dare I say. And then over/under is 92.5 wins. What do you think?
92.5. Give me the over.
Over. Okay, I'm gonna take the under. The Tigers got better. The Guardians are not the worst team. And last year they seemed to prove that they cannot beat good teams. So unless they could start beating good teams, I don't see a reason to take the over there for me personally. But yeah, I think that should do it for this this episode of the normal baseball Wilbies for the 2022 MLB regular season. In 2022, Chicago White Sox will be in
first place.
First place. You heard it here first. Ah! Anyway, so we'll see you next time. The next one is the Milwaukee Brewers. Keep your eye out for that one. And peace.